Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Paradigm Woods and Irons from Callaway.
Greetings and welcome. I'm Steve Burkowski, and this is your Golf Central update. What a championship Sunday it was in California on the PGA Tour at the American Express. Jon Rahm, 2 for 2 in 2023 on the PGA Tour, holding off the rookie Davis Thompson by a single shot. Xander Schauffele, a big move up on that final day, 62 in the final round, sharing third with Chris Kirk. And how about the rookie Taylor Montgomery picking up his 4th top 10 finish so far this season? Pleased now to be joined by our good friend John Wood, who is there front and center covering the American Express. And Jon Rahm is in the middle of a dominant stretch. He's not #1 in the ranking, but clearly playing the best golf in the world. What are your impressions after getting an up-close look at him this week?
He's got no weaknesses in his game. And I think if there was a weakness early on in his career, I think he could be a little petulant, and he's totally outgrown that. He's such a mature golfer now. Still shows some emotion here and there and gets angry, gets past it very quickly, takes full responsibility for everything out there. And I think that's huge for his development. And he talked about his wedge play and his chipping around the greens, and it was every time he seemed to be in a little pinch of trouble. I mean, he chipped up to nothing. They were all tap-ins, and he hardly ever put any stress on his game at all. And when you have a complete game like that, it's reminiscent of Tiger in that you don't have to take many chances because you trust over the course of 72 holes. I have the best game out here, and I'm going to win. And he's just got everything going right now. Considering
the start 2 for 2 in this new year of 2023, if we get anything like what we've seen from him in the first 2 events, what might you project he will do the rest of this year?
I mean, he set himself up for one of those monster years, where guys like only Tiger and VJ, David Duval, maybe in the past, would go through, talking about 6, 7, 8 wins, because you knock 2 out early, and he's got a bunch left on good golf courses, tough golf courses, which he really excels at. So he set himself up for what could be an absolute monster year, and I'm sure he's got his sights firmly set on those 4 majors and trying to pick off another or maybe, a couple more of those this year.
Let's get to the man who went toe-to-toe with Rahm, Davis Thompson. And it's really easy to sit back, Monday morning quarterback. The 23-year-old had a terrific week. You've been on the bag for more than 2 decades on the PGA Tour. What do you make of his decision to leave the flagstick in on 17?
It's his decision. I don't think there was anything right or anything wrong about it. I didn't see him do it a whole lot the rest of the time I watched him, but he chose to do it there. It wasn't a wrong decision. He got a little bit of a bad break. I think he had a great putt. I think it probably goes in without the pin in the hole. And it easily could have gone in with the pin in the hole as well. So it's just kind of a fluky thing that it didn't go in. And there was nothing wrong with the tactic at all. It just, that was golf.
Let's spin it forward. You and the rest have a quick turnaround this week. Farmers Insurance Open starting on Wednesday. Another great field. What are some of your initial thoughts, that is, heading to Torrey Pines?
It's always such a special week. It's a great, great golf course. The weather looks good. Going to be a little cool in the mornings, which it always is this time of year. But it's a big boy golf course. You play both of them. Obviously, the north is much tougher than it used to be. It used to be kind of you have a day off. When you play the north, no more. That's much more difficult as well. And we all know how difficult the south can be. So this is not a tournament or a course where you can fluke into it. You have to be doing everything well. And the biggest thing is you have to be tough on this golf course because you're gonna take some punches. I don't care how good you're playing or how good you're hitting it. It's that hard a course that you're going to take some punches. So you got to show some resiliency and you got to be tough. And know that bogeys aren't bad out there. Limit your damages when you are in trouble. But you won't see. It's not a fluke golf course. You're not going to see somebody unexpected win this week. It'll be one of the big guys.
Should be a lot of fun to watch. John Wood, always good to catch up. Safe travels to La Jolla. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Thanks for having me, Berko.
A close one on Sunday on the PGA Tour. Not the case for the LPGA Tour. The Canadian Brooke Henderson, wire to wire, a 4-shot victory, her 13th career win on the LPGA Tour. What a way to get the year started for Brooke. And with more on Brooke's big win, we bring in Ron Cyrac. And Ron, Brooke Henderson absolutely cruised to victory. Her 13th career LPGA Tour win makes you wonder what could be possible. How likely do you see her at least making a run at that #1 ranking some point in 2023?
I think it's very likely. First off, she's just so much fun to watch. She's such an aggressive, passionate golfer out there. You look at it, 13 wins, 2 major championships. She's only 25 years old. 7 of the 8 seasons she's been on the LPGA, she's won at least 1 tournament. The only year that she didn't have a victory was the COVID year, 2020, when she only played 10 times. I think that she's her best golf's ahead of her. And you saw the key club there. She averaged 28 putts around at Lake Nona. When she's got that club under control, she's really difficult to beat.
Putter's working right now, complete equipment change, a back injury late last year. How much even more impressive is this win considering everything she's endured over the last several months?
Yeah, you know, she started last year having to make the change from the 48-inch to the 46-inch driver when they shortened the maximum length on the driver. And, you know, she's got that grip down on the shaft. So that took a little while to get used to that. And then the back injury came. I think sometimes when something like that happens to you, it's sort of a wake-up call that the window of greatness isn't open forever. And it makes you appreciate what's in front of you, what opportunities that you have. And I think she's coming out fired up. I think she's coming out with her batteries recharged and really looking forward to having a big year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her breakout year this year, an enormous year.
Over the weekend in Orlando, Annika Sorenstam said she sees a lot of Brooke in herself. Where does that type of compliment potentially resonate for Brooke? Because we know Annika, we love Annika. She's just not going to throw that praise out to everyone.
Look, in the 37 years I've been doing this, the greatest winners I've ever covered are Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Annika Sorenstam. And if your name's mentioned in a sentence with any of them, that's pretty special, especially when one of the 3 of them insert your name in there. They play with a similar passion and focus. Annika was just riveted on the next shot, and Brooke brings that same sort of intensity to the game.
Brooke, the main story, but not the only storyline coming out of Lake Nona. Rising star Maya Stark finished tied for 2nd. Nelly Korda ended up in 4th. What else caught your eye in the season opener?
Well, 3 of the top 5 finishers were in the Rolex Rankings top 10 coming into the tournament. Nelly Korda, Nasa Hataoka, and Brooke Henderson. And then you mentioned Maya Stark. She's somebody to really keep an eye on this year. Another European player who honed her game in American college golf, playing at Oklahoma State. She earned her LPGA card with a win in Northern Ireland last year, 23 years old. I'm looking for big things from her. And then, you know, I'm fascinated with Charlie Hall. She's never quite been what we thought she was going to be when she was 17, 18, but she's still got a lot of chance to come and cash in on the enormous talent she has.
Ron, we've got a month now. They teased us with all the excitement until the LPGA tees off again. Next tournament, February 23rd, the Honda LPGA Thailand. How do the players stay fresh and ready when that opportunity presents itself?
Well, the 29 players who got to play this week at Lake Nona know what they have to work on. They have some feedback, and they can take that. For the rest of them, you got to go out onto the range. They're going to be in the workout room, and it's a chance to really sit down. And now that the season has gotten a start, it's a chance to sit down and really focus on what are your goals for this year? What do you want to accomplish? What's realistic? And find that motivation in there. So it's those 3 things: practice range, workout room, and work on that mental focus.
Ron, always appreciate it. Great to catch up. We'll see you soon.
See you down the road, my friend.